everybody, and welcome in to a special home edition of Snaps. I am one of your hosts, T-Bob Hebert. This is Snaps, your favorite daily college football podcast. I'm joined, as always, by Aaron Murray. As you can see, unfortunately, at this point in my life, my home does not have an office filled with rich mahogany lined with books and helmets and whatnot. So I am here in the middle of my room, in which we have a couple computers. It's also the living room. It's also the kitchen, just an open floor concept. Okay. So that's what we're doing on today's show. Aaron, what's up, man? How you feeling today?
Are you on the toilet? Is it the bathroom? I mean, is it
no, not that open.
All one room is everything you could possibly want.
Yeah. It does have a little bit of that. So like we, against one wall, we just custom put a giant piece of wood, and we have two computers, one for each of us, set up on here. We got the kitchen over here. You can see kind of the backyard over here. And then we go deep into the living room. And all my three kids are home. So, who knows what's going to go down on today's show. We love you, though. Thank you for hanging out. What's up, Keep? What's up, Greg? What's up, everybody? We got a lot to get to today, as Kliff Kingsbury has returned from Thailand. And is immediately, we gave him all this credit for being a normal person, right? Somebody who would go and enjoy that money. And Kliff said, not so fast. I'm obsessed with football. I am very much the coaching weirdo that you thought that I was not. But we'll get to. I think I know what you're gonna say. We'll get to it. We're gonna look at the Big 12 coaches rankings, as they're absolutely right. Steve Sarkisian barely cracking the top 10. Can't wait to chop that up. And then we'll look at, there's a really dumb tweet of a girl who was in her feels and tweeted, "I miss him." And now it's been viewed like over 50 million times. And it's because everybody just keeps quote tweeting it with sports figures that they desperately miss from their personal life. So you can go ahead and put yours in the chat. Who do you miss? And we'll just take a little nostalgic trip down memory lane. Sorry, last thing, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the volume. Thank you to the volume for having us. Aaron Murray, how we feeling today, dude? Anything?
I'm a little distressed.
Top of mind before you go, Kliff? Yeah, what you got?
Yeah. I'm a little bit nervous. I've been, fat and cocky and, kind of feeling myself. Back-to-back national champs. Nothing can go wrong. All is well in the world. And then all of a sudden today, Q. We're talking about who we miss. I already miss him. Q. Ugga. Q is Ugga. Ugga is Q. Retired today at the age of 10, the greatest mascot in Georgia history, two-time national champ, two-time SEC champ, like a 91-18 record, something like that.
Wow.
And he's moving on. He's going to the doggy farmland to enjoy the rest of his days eating McDonald's and Burger King at 10 years old. And in comes 9-month-old, boom, new Ugga in the house will get announced this weekend during G-Day.
What's his name?
Boom.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were just like really excited for it. His
name
I'm not
is
excited. Boom. You're not excited for it. Well, then why are we now? I'm confused because I thought you started this saying you're excited about the switch.
No. I'm not excited about this. No, I never said I was excited about the switch. I said I'm nervous about the switch because you're back-to-back national champs. Yeah. I need everyone on board as we get ready for the three-peat. And then the mascot decides that he's going to leave when all is well and dandy and doesn't really, I don't know if he's been at practice and he kind of saw that things weren't looking as good as they were last year and decides, I'm going to leave on top. I don't know. I'm a little bit, it's not a good sign. I'll tell you that, T-Bob. It's not a good sign that the winningest dog decides to leave right now.
Yeah. I mean, Q, look, how's he going to stoke conspiracy theories on the internet if he's got to spend all day cheer for football? I'm not sure if you understand that, Aaron. I'm accusing the Georgia mascot of being the legendary Q behind the QAnon movement. Bro, maybe that's more in your alley now that you
could not be more in my alley. I know Georgia was going into the storm, but here we are.
Yep, it's a red state, And
it's a red state. It was a red state before the mystery voters came in. But let's not do that on this podcast.
How about this? How about this, Aaron? Instead of okay, hold on. Here we go. Here's a joke. Boom, more like boo, because Georgia's gonna lose.
You think you'll get booed
No,
in Sanford on Saturday?
Hell no. Hell no. Again, this is when I wish
Booing
like
a dog mascot would be similar to like the Eagles fans like throwing snowballs at Santa. It would like stay with them forever.
I mean, is this not a concern though, boys? I'm a very superstitious human being, and I mean, I'm looking at pictures of good old Q right now, and you know, I am a little bit nervous right now. Like, I don't know if I'm going to put some money on the dogs to win the national championship all of a sudden.
I would love nothing more than if Georgia would not win the national championship and a serious portion of Georgia fans would blame
you don't think that would happen?
Puppy mascot. No, I mean,
that
maybe
would happen.
I actually
know that will happen.
I actually don't think so. But as I said, that Greg Hendricks in the chat says hopes it doesn't jinx us. So I don't know. I guess maybe it potentially could. Yeah, I mean, look, Q, he went out on top, you know? He didn't want to go the Michael Jordan route.
I'm mad at him.
He didn't want to go play for the Wizards. He said, I'm walking off of here a champ. Keaton says, great thumbnail today. So Kliff Kingsbury has been photoshopped onto Aragorn's head in today's thumbnail, but I'm going to go with Darth Janus, okay, in the chat. He says, Aragorn greater than Kingsbury. And let's be very clear that is a stance that I feel. And this thumbnail is appropriate because it's kind of representative of what has been Kliff Kingsbury's entire career, which is not really producing, but getting great jobs, being overrated and being overpaid. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So according to Tom Pelissero, Bruce Feldman and others, Kliff Kingsbury is going to join Lincoln Riley at USC to work with quarterbacks. Now he'll be a senior offensive analyst, right? They already have a quarterback coach. He's not going to be the actual quarterback coach. He can still help out and everything, and now analysts can be more involved, whatever. But the thing that stands out to me is from a tweet from Warren Sharp, who does Sharp Football. Very good follow. He says, great move for Kliff. Kingsbury head coaching record to date. In the NFL, he was 28, 38, and 1, including 0-1 in the playoffs. And the NCAA, he was 35 and 40. In the Big 12 alone, he was 19 and 35. And then the most damning and funniest of all, with Patrick Mahomes, who was 13 and 16. I'm guessing that's a Big 12 only record right there, but I'm not 100% sure. So, like, Kliff Kingsbury had the greatest quarterback that we've ever seen play football and could not even achieve a winning record with him. And yet he's become an NFL head coach. He was lined up to be USC's offensive coordinator at the time when he became the head coach. He became the NFL head coach after being fired at Texas Tech. And now he lands on his feet after being fired in the NFL with a very cushy analyst gig in Los Angeles.
Who's the bigger fraud? Him or your boy Cristobal? Like,
you almost said it. You almost said it, dude.
Yeah,
you almost said Cristobal.
You have it so ingrained in my head of saying Christofraud that I can't even pronounce his damn name correctly. Who's the bigger fraud? Cristobal or Kingsbury in your mind? Because they both keep getting jobs. I'm a little bit more in favor of Mario, but Kliff keeps getting jobs that he damn well sure doesn't deserve. Maybe this one he does because he is pretty good at offense. He's pretty good at developing quarterbacks. But like,
so bigger fraud.
The Cardinals job.
That's what I was saying. Bigger fraud has to be Kingsbury simply because he got an NFL head coaching job after getting fired at Texas Tech. Like, that does not happen. Now, if we want to look at what are the fraudulent common denominators here, they're both young. They're both very good looking. And I'm sure when they enter a room, they have a sort of charisma to them and energy and alpha sort of youth and confidence that just kills it in these type of sort of interviews. And so, I mean, it's hard to be a fraud if you're not really good looking, right? And that's, I mean, you have kind of a con man type of vibe, Aaron. I'm sure that, like, convincing the Arizona Cardinals to hire you their head coach and betting as many women as you did in college are not like wholly dissimilar skill sets, right? Like what do you I'm saying, what are you selling? What are you
Don't
selling?
You put this evil. Don't you start putting evil on me. Don't you just start wrapping this around. if you had some things you got to get off your chest, T-Bob, you just got to let me know. Will you do it offline?
No, dude. My point is, I don't know how to pick up women. I never have. I just imagine
kidding.
that the same way that I'm convincing Cardinals ownership that I should be head man, you're convincing, some young woman your age that I think we would have a really good time together if you would hire me for the night.
Yes, just hire me for the night. You'll be good to go. I was not shocked when he was let go from the Cardinals. Obviously, did not see that thing lasting very long. There's a couple of moments here or there, like, okay, the offense looked okay. But I think this for him, and I'll go back to what you said about him being smart first, because I think that's something I want to hit on real quick as well. I think he kind of had to take a job. We were all laughing. He bought a one-way ticket to Thailand. He's with this beautiful Instagram model that he probably fraudulently convinced to fly halfway across the world with.
Good interview.
I guess. And yeah, he interviewed well and good for him. Probably had a hell of a time. I think there's something in the contract that he has to look for work. I don't know if that means coaching. I don't know if that can have included possibly as an analyst on some TV network. I don't know. But I don't think there's a better job in America than being a quality control coach for the Heisman Trophy winner, the best quarterback I've seen in maybe the past 5 to 7 years. You don't have to recruit. You just kind of sit there and say, hey, listen, I was here for another great quarterback and I helped take him to possibly another level. Then all of a sudden that's another check mark on his book. So he's got Case Keenum, who killed it at Houston. He's got Johnny Manziel in 2012, and he's got Patrick Mahomes. And now all of a sudden you can say I was a part of the coaching staff that helped Patrick Mahomes possibly win his second Heisman and was the first pick in the NFL draft. So this is how he continues to get jobs, because the resume is pretty damn good, and it's really good at the most important position, which is the quarterback position. There's not a lot of guys that have a resume like his that says I can produce quarterbacks. Look at here.
Well, and to be fair, that is how that's how he got the Cardinals job originally as well, right? Like that was in the air at that time. Everybody wanted to hire the quarterback whisperer, and he was viewed to be that. Yep. At the end there, you said Patrick Mahomes win a second Heisman. I know you meant Caleb Williams, but we'll just
Caleb Williams.
Change it for the record there. I got a question. When you say across the world, is that actually, because I've never thought about this, so you said this now, is that actually halfway around the world? Or if you go across the world, are you arriving back at where you started? Brum, feel free to weigh in here if you have any opinion on this matter.
But I feel like it's more than halfway around the world. Thailand.
Across the world.
Right? Across the world.
Well, that doesn't matter. Let's not get married to Thailand. I'm just more talking about general conversational rules here. If I tell you I'm going across the world, do you think, you think I've gone halfway around, right? So if I say I'm going halfway across the world, or
halfway around the world,
then you've really only gone. Yeah, if you've gone halfway around the world, is that the same thing? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm getting lost in my own conversational topics. Light Dog says, has Kingsbury ever won anywhere at anything besides Hot Women? He was very good at winning at the beginning of NFL seasons. The Cardinals would always jump out and dominate early on, and then they would just completely fall apart late. So I would say that's maybe where else he was good. Anything else on? And I should say this, Aaron. As much as we were like,
do you think? I don't know where your thoughts were on USC. We kind of talked about this, and when we were talking about quarterbacks yesterday. I would love to get your thought on this, and I'll kind of react to it a little bit. USC is one of the favorites to win the Pac-12. When you return a guy like Caleb, you're going to be up there. It's a good team. Yeah. We all know the issues on defense. They gave up over 29 points per game, 420 yards per game. They weren't really good. The only thing that saved them was the fact that they somehow got a ton of interceptions. Just one of those years where the ball just kind of found their guys on defense. Does bringing in him change your mind about where this team can be this year? Does it move the needle for you at USC possibly? If you didn't have them winning the Pac-12, does this help their chance of winning the Pac-12?
Okay, you raise a very good point. And I'm going to say no, because at a certain point you get kind of a law of diminishing returns, right? Like if the offense is already going to be great and Caleb Williams is already going to be great, maybe they get a bit greater, but does that translate into wins and losses? Maybe one more win If I want to be really generous, it's hard to feel like Kliff Kingsbury is going to unlock someone who just won the Heisman last year. Like, I don't know what you could possibly do to get that much better. But the other thing I do want to fight against is I saw a lot of like eye rolling, like, hire Kliff Kingsbury. Yeah, that's going to help with the defense. Okay, well, guys, the two things are mutually exclusive, right? Like, you bring in Kliff Kingsbury because he makes you a couple percentage points better. It may not be as drastic as bringing in some sort of hotshot defensive mind because you have less room to improve, right? So again, the law of diminishing returns, but you can still go hire a defensive guy, right? It's not like Lincoln Riley has to sit there and be like, I'm so bad at defense, guess I can't hire this talented offensive guy that wants to come work with me. Like, no. USC has the resources. Hire Kliff. And then if you want to bring in more defensive minds or somebody good pops up in your radar, go hire that guy as well. And you can I kind of reject the notion or the criticism that I see because I think it's just a bit of a
I get what you're saying, but my problem is to go against that is it shows you where the focus is to me a little bit. Like there's still the thought. I still think that there's the thought of we can make this offense so good. We have Caleb. If we can just get a little bit even more from him this year, which, we talked about that yesterday. So if you didn't get that, go back, watch it. Kind of broke down in one area that I do think Caleb can get better next season. If you do make him better, two of their games they lost by were by 1 point in the bowl game and 1 point versus Utah in the middle of the season. So one more win maybe puts you into the playoff discussion possibly. So, and would have knocked Utah out of the Pac-12 championship. You would have to play them again in the second time, and then essentially got their butt whoops there in that conference championship game. The question to me is, where is the focus? Are you focusing still on your side of the football, your strengths, and focusing on getting that better, and not making adjustments on defense, not getting a new defensive coordinator, not bringing in more guys to the portal? They brought some guys in the portal, but really going hard and saying, we got our pieces on this side. Let me give 100% of attention to the defense side of the football.
So I still
think his mindset is our offense will be good enough to overcome everything on defense, which has always been like that.
Well, I mean, okay. So I don't think it's where his focus is as much as it's where the availability was. As I said, Kliff Kingsbury was available. Show me the defensive equivalent that is unsigned out there, right? Like, show me the great NFL mind that's a former head coach. And I'm sure there are some older guys that maybe you could kick the doors on. Yeah. Like, is Monty Kiffin still in the NFL? I don't know. But like,
Monty Kiffin's not coaching.
I don't know. Dude. I thought Monty Kiffin was like a vampire. I just thought Monty Kiffin could continue to coach retire just forever. Like,
Monty has to be like in his 80s, 90s by now.
Yeah, bro, he was like DC wasn't he just a defensive coordinator in his 70s? Like, it's not that. Anyway, the point is, show me the equivalent defensive.
He's 83 years old.
Work out, Monty Kiffin, legend. But show me the equivalent defensive guy, and I'll get mad at Kliff for not hiring him, or at least not kicking those tires. Because, mad at Riley. Because the bottom line, if Kliff Kingsbury's there, again, I think it's just if you have the money, it's a solid name to add to the squad. And so, in terms of where the focus is, though, I think, for sure, a Lincoln Riley team is always going to be built offense first. They've gotten better body-wise defensively, right? We did a show a few weeks back where we went through all the additions. They're all like all conference sort of guys that they've added. And look, I take Lincoln at face value when he talks about his belief in Alex Grinch. I think he felt like Alex Grinch had Oklahoma's defense on the right path before they left. You give me an eyebrow, but like if you go look at the numbers, Oklahoma did get drastically better.
I want to see this.
Check the numbers first. Check the tape. Watch the film.
Why go back to our good old CFB stats to kind of look at what 2021
best site in the world, is it not, dude? Again,
for Oklahoma. Oklahoma in 2021 was giving up 26 points per game. In 2020, they were giving up 21.7 points per game. So that kind of, to me, looks like they're going in the opposite direction.
But when did he take over? I thought he took over in 18 or 19.
In 2021, Oklahoma was giving up 390 yards per game. In 2020, the year before, they're giving up 350 yards per game. So from 20 to 21, they definitely were not on the right direction. Oh, and by the way, Monty Kiffin is an analyst for Ole Miss.
See, there you go. Can't do it, dude. Can't get him out of there. Otherwise, he'd be in LA right now with Kliff. Okay, I will have to. I seem to remember Alex Grinch as having improved in his years at Oklahoma there, even if there was a minor step back in the end. I will do some in-between show research before tomorrow to see if I can support this point and prove myself correct. But I do think still that Lincoln Riley believes in Grinch. Otherwise, he would have brought him over and he would not have stayed with him. He knows that everything rides on USC showing defensive improvement. And, I don't know that I have any faith that they will. But to me, the problem wasn't scheme last year. The problem was simply the bodies. I mean, we mentioned it. They looked like high school kids out there. It was sad at times what that USC front seven looked like compared to some of their opponents. Like, where were they good? In the secondary. Where they had their best defensive players? In the secondary. Imagine that. It's very funny how that works out. So I think they've got
it's because all the damn 7-on-7 stuff going on in California.
Yeah,
they don't want to
tell them.
They don't want to line up and play 11-on-11. They want to go out there in the beach and play a little touch football.
Yeah,
playing touch football all year last year.
Even.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say fucking Top Gun 2 out here playing. What they call it, Brum? Did they call it Blitzball or something?
Dogfight football.
Is that literally what they called it? Wow, what a movie! Just an incredible movie. Top Gun 2.
Yeah, I was literally anxious. I was anxious the entire movie, waiting for that scene because I was waiting for Sharon like perk up, and I was like, literally was waiting for it, just like.
I mean, the slow-mo.
As I'm sitting over there eating ice cream. I'm just eating ice cream and these.
Shut up. Aaron, shut up. You have abs. No one's buying this crap. Okay. No one feels bad for you compared to Miles Teller. Okay. Y'all have the same body essentially. Like if you were in Hollywood and you had to tone up, you easily
100%.
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
But too bad I have to do radio for 5 hours a day. Radio for 5 hours.
Face.
First off, the face has nothing to do with the body. If you want to tone up, you could too. I don't want to hear excuses.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I was thinking about this today. I look at all these old NFL linemen and they come out here. Like, did you see Russell Okung?
Yeah. Do you see him? He's shredded. He's like 180. He weighs less than
That's what I'm saying, dude. These guys are just different, man.
No excuses.
I know.
They're not. They're human beings. They're not different.
Yeah, you're right. They're not different than a normal human. It's not like they're like 6'7", 350, played in the league for like 12, 15 years. You know, just your average Joe.
In the sense of, there are abs somewhere on you, T-Bob. It's just more of, can we find them to reveal them to the public?
I got a little bit of top ab definition. Like if I could wear like a 19, like you see, you look at like an old circus and you see the strongman from like the 20s, and the strongman has that high-waisted pants. I do great in high-waisted pants.
Girls wear that all the time.
That's what I'm saying. If it was acceptable in men, I'm talking about going up multiple rating points because that handles my problem area, right? The love handles and the belly fat. All of a sudden, my top abs, like the top 4, look pretty damn good, dude. I mean, we're getting close. We should just
go get what's the body fat freezing? What is that called? We should get sponsored.
Cold sculpting. Yeah, bro. Get us sponsored by Cold. I've been wanting to do that actually. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Cold snapsting. There's got to be something.
Cold snapsting. Brum, that was awful. I want you to mute your mic for the rest of the show until I call on you. You're not.
10 push-ups and I'll be back.
Go do 10 push-ups and then come back. T-Hen. Hey, T-Bob. First time I've ever seen this stream. Oh, welcome, T-Hen or then. This is Snaps, your favorite daily college football podcast, one of the hottest risers in the college football podcast game. Yes, hit the like button and subscribe wherever you get pods. Rate it and review it. I'll check if we got any more good reviews to read today. But first, let's look at the Big 12 coach rankings per on threes, Jesse Simonton. So unlike the list we did yesterday, actually, and by the way, I've decided I want to steal this, and I want to do a series of shows where we do a snaps ranking for each Power 5 conference.
Love that.
Right?
Thursday.
I mean,
Thursday.
It is list season. Yeah. We were talking about it this morning. You can always judge what point of the sport calendar year you're in by these Sports Center top 10. And so like right before we went to start the show this morning, 7 a.m., I'm watching top 10 and there's like a diving catch from like a men's beer league. And then Trent Ritchie actually said in the chat earlier, the number 2 catch, I didn't know where it was, but it's from LSU Alexandria. And it's like one of his coworkers said it, but it's like a diving catch from some LSU, a small school. And then the number 1 play was a diving catch in Texas versus Texas State. So we are firmly in let's make a list season of sports media.
Oh, yeah.
And On 3 gets it. And so they did. And, well, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it, which is why we're going to do it. Number 1 on this list, Chris Kleeman, followed by TCU's Sonny Dykes, and then Lance Leipold at 3. Leipold feels maybe a bit trumped up here. I mean, he's won at every level, won national championships at smaller levels. Like, he's been great. I kind of want to see him do it a year 2 at Kansas, where I'm going to put him ahead of guys like Gundy and Malzahn, and guys that I've seen have consistent success. But I got no problem with Kleeman Dykes.
I don't love the list overall because, Steve Sarkisian's way too low.
Okay, relax, we'll get there.
I think I'd have Aranda somewhere in the top 5. I like Dave Aranda.
8 shockingly low.
8's a little low. I know
what is Matt? What is Matt Campbell? Has Matt Campbell ever even played for a Big 12 championship?
Matt Campbell gets a lot of love for not playing for one. I think Dave Aranda to me should be somewhere in that top 5.
Dave Aranda won the Big 12, right? Am I high right now? Am I confused?
I know he was there 2 years ago. I don't know if they won or not.
I'm saying, did they lose that game by 2 inches or win that game by 2 inches? Remember, it was that crazy play at the pylon. I'm just struggling to remember who was judging. Yes, that's what I'm saying. They won that game. Dave Aranda won a Big 12 championship in his second year in the conference, and they got him at number 8 here. That's like, there's no way he should be behind Matt Campbell. I don't think he should be behind Kalani Sitake either, even though I like Kalani Sitake. So we agree there. Aranda should be higher. I would put Lance behind Gundy, Malzahn, Sitake, and Aranda. I would bump Leipold down to 8, and then I would put Matt Campbell behind him at 9.
Yep. So where would you put Aranda at?
I would put Aranda. Let's see. I go Kleeman, Dykes. I'd probably go Gundy.
You like
Malzahn, bro? Look, I think Gundy is falling apart at the seams, right? Like, I think Gundy's done. I honestly do. Right? This offseason has been horrendous.
I'm moving Gus up to 3, Aranda 4, Sitake right after.
Okay.
Campbell after that, and then I'll start Mike Gundy, then Leipold, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just I think Gundy. It's weird because, right? I think Gundy deserves to be high on this list because he's achieved a level of consistency at Oklahoma State that should have never been achieved. But I also think the end is here. Like, I think he's completely done. So
Gundy, more like Dundee.
Yeah, Dundee. Mike Dundee, absolutely. Now you're back, bro. You are back. Speaking privileges completely reinstated. So proud of you right now. I think Sark at 10 is all right. I mean, I'd probably bump him below Satterfield, Holgorsen, and Venables. I'd probably have Sark at 13 if it was if it was my list.
No, you're just bullshitting.
No, I'm just messing you. I'm messing you. In all seriousness, here are the
coaches.
How
do you have Sark behind Joey McGuire though?
Here are the coaches I would take over Steve Sarkisian. Kleeman, Dykes, Leipold, Gundy, Malzahn, Sitake, Aranda. I don't think I would take Matt Campbell or Joey McGuire over Sark. So there you go. So Sark would be number 9 Sark would be number 8 on my list. Yeah, congrats.
I'll move him up 1 spot. I'll move him to 9. I'll take Matt Campbell before Sark.
What? Wait, no. You're supposed to be the big Sark guy.
I'm with you. I'm not a big Gundy guy. I'm with you in the sense of, like, I think Gundy is like it's could be an ugly year for them. So, but Sark hasn't proven either. I'm with you. I'm just moving up Sark 2. I'm moving Matt Campbell back. And I'm definitely moving McGuire back. I'm also moving Venables back too. I'll put Dana before Venables. I'll put Scott Satterfield before. I'll put Venables at 13. Neil Brown's definitely at 14.
There's no don't worry. That. Don't worry.
Venables at 13.
That motherfucker Neil Brown. I agree. Because literally the only evidence we've seen from Venables is he's not good. Now, he's recruited well this offseason, I suppose. That's why he's 11 here. But, man, you know what else jumps off this list? What a bad fall for Cincinnati. I mean, if Luke Fickell's there, what are they, number 1? Maybe number 2? Like, they're definitely top 3.
I would say
instead
1.
Now,
he's 1. They're 1.
Yeah,
he's 1.
Yeah. And instead now they're sitting down there at 13 as Satterfield took the first plane out of oh, wait, hold on. Oops, I just accepted a call on my computer. Are we good? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. Yeah, Satterfield 13, so tough for Cincinnati. I will say this list got me excited for the 14-team Big 12. I don't know why. Something about seeing the personalities and the coach, like seeing Gus Malzahn's name.
It's going to be so nice to see 2 more names in there too, and from the Pac-12. But that's for another discussion, I guess.
I know. You're so right.
I will say this, the Pac-12. UCF and BYU may not be like super sexy names. Like they're not Texas, they're not Oklahoma. Like you're not replacing them. But I do think the coaches that you're bringing in with them at least add a little something to it. Well, also, I call me crazy, but like UCF, too many damn U's in the show. UCF.
It is a college football show.
It is a guy.
Too many U's in college football.
So why are there too many damn U's in college football? UCF has a lot of good resources at their disposal in many, many ways, if you know what I'm trying to say here. So,
you know what doesn't have a U? Georgia football, back-to-back national champs.
Yeah, that's right.
UGA.
I think that was a joke. I think that's what he was saying. Wait, hold on. But wait. No, I don't know what you're getting at. Are you saying UCF has hot girls, and that's why they should be good in the Big 12?
Very attractive girls to help lure to Central Florida. They have Disney, which I know you're a big proponent of. How many kids would not love to go to Disney? And now you're in a Power 5 conference. You got Disney. You got beautiful women. You got great weather. You got the bounce house. You have a coach who won a national championship. Let's go Knights.
Well, come on. Aren't there like 30 or 40,000 people there?
Yeah, it's I think it's the second largest underclass or what's the correct terminology?
I don't know. Here? What do you call them?
Underclassmen? Undergrads. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's first or second. They're like at 50.
I'm a general studies major. Okay. I know a little bit about everything. It's kind of my specialty.
I'm a football major.
Yeah. Me too. Essentially, I guess we both are in many ways. Okay. Last thing for me on this list. Fuck you, Neil Brown. How the fuck are you going to have 4 new teams join the Big 12 and you're going to be still ranked dead last? WVU's leadership should be ashamed of themselves for the extension they gave Neil Brown after 2020. I would like to once again remind you, Coach O got fired 2 years after winning a national championship and got a $17 million buyout. Neil Brown went 6-4, got an extension, and if you had wanted to fire him last year, which had been 2 years after, it was a $19 million buyout. And this is a school that doesn't have any money. What the fuck are we doing, WVU? Get Neil Brown the hell out of there. I love West Virginia. I want them to lose every game simply so Neil Brown doesn't have a leg to stand on. Get him out, dude. He's ruining the Big 12. Oh, this is what else I was going to say. UCF.
They also don't belong in the Big 12. They are the most random ass team to put it. Besides UCF, they're the most random ass team in the Big 12.
Okay, but here's the deal. This is what I do like about the additions. Like you said, UCF, BYU. They may not be Texas and Oklahoma, but they are Kansas State and Baylor and TCU and Iowa State and WVU. They are like
league.
To me.
It's the minor league. It's the minor leagues.
Yeah, sure. I feel like minor leagues is a little. I think they're better than that in your traditional major to minor setup. But I get what you're getting at. Yes, right. They are just a cut below the biggest brands. It's like a little tier 2 versus tier 1 situation.
And this is why I know your boy Hester would love this. This is why you need relegation. You can relegate from the Big 12 up to the SEC. And if you suck in the SEC, we'll send you to the Big 12. How awesome would that be every year?
No, that is without a doubt. Now, nobody would ever do it because the monetary penalties of getting relegated. But that would 1,000%
it's your fault. Yeah,
be the best.
It's the same thing with professional soccer. And
I agree.
The monetary sucks. Yeah.
But so no, that from a pure entertainment standpoint, that would be the play. But it's just, again, Like if soccer, if they created the EPL today, there'd be no way that would ever get approved, right? Like no EPL team or city would ever agree to.
I mean, they tried to do that. They tried to make the Super League, and
true.
And they basically like revolt. England, basically, the whole country revolted.
Yeah. No, and it's such a fascinating thing because it gives stakes and excitement to these shitty matchups beyond like, I want a good draft pick, but whatever. Sometimes stuff's just too good and we won't ever get it. Does UCF really have 68,000 students?
Yeah, it's up there.
What? 66,000. What? Jesus, Florida has 52. South Florida has 49. Florida State has 44. How many people do y'all have in Florida? What do you think LSU's is, Aaron? Take a guess.
Underclass?
Yeah.
Undergrads?
Yeah,
sure. 25.
37. 30. Oh, close from. Damn, not even close
Terrible.
to the big boys out there in Florida. We had something else on the docket today. The who you miss in college football. And I'll say, man, I miss Coach O. And, it's not necessarily from a wins-loss standpoint, because make no mistake, like, the future appears supremely bright under Brian Kelly. You won the West in year one. You beat Alabama. All of these things to be happy about, right? But I miss that feeling that I had in 2019. That fairy tale ride where the world was my oyster. Everything was good. The colors were brighter. The scents and smells stronger, and the food tastier. Every day you woke up knowing you were going to beat the hell out of the team that you played that weekend, and you were going to do it while throwing like 7 touchdowns. And then you were going to have one of Louisiana's own, a literal prodigal son at the head with his beautiful leathery smile, a true Cajun man through and through, leading the Tigers to the top. And I just miss him. I miss him. And also actually doing this job, I kind of talked about it this morning. Brian Kelly's awful for doing this job because everything's too stable. There's no drama. I need some scandal. I need something to talk about. And yet I do a morning show in Baton Rouge, and we rarely talk LSU football right now just because there's nothing to really talk about. Like today, I just crafted a take of why I think Jaden Daniels will take a bigger step forward than any other quarterback in college football. And it was just like,
That's a fucking great take.
It's a good take.
What's wrong with that take?
No. It's a good take. It's a good take. But I'm saying in the past, I could talk about rumors and, like I said, like player scandals, coaching scandals, anger, losses, frustration.
So would you be mad if I said I miss Urban Meyer? If we want to stay on this whole scandal thing of news, I think. I throw that out there too?
No, look, I think there's a part of me that misses Urban Meyer. Do you know how much fun it was to make fun of him for grinding with co-eds in a steak restaurant when he refused to fly home with his own NFL team, or hearing that he kicked a professional kicker in practice like he was some sort of animal?
2 weeks of news right there. That is 2 weeks of lots of views on your takes on that one. So
true.
Yeah, we miss Urban a little bit too.
I miss Steve Spurrier. Yeah, go. What you got, bro?
I miss Vern Lundquist.
Oh, me too, man.
I miss Vern so much. Especially we get a little bit of him in the Masters, and that's it's his like emeritus announcer role. I miss Vern. I miss Vern chortling through a 2 Broke Girls promo. I miss Vern. I miss his organic chemistry with Gary. I miss Vern. That's who I miss.
I agree, man. Job.
No. Look, Brad is great.
Brad is great.
This is not a Brad.
Brad does a great job. They do an incredible job. A crew on CBS. Doesn't mean don't miss Vern.
Yeah, do either of you hate Gary as much as the world hates Gary?
No, you know me. I love Gary. I'm a Gary truther. I think the world hates Gary because he's too good. Like anytime, Alabama fans think that he hates Alabama, and all other fans thinks that he hates. If everyone thinks he hates your team, that means he's doing it right. Like everybody else thinks he's obsessed with Alabama. It's like, sorry, he has to say positive things about them. They win every game.
So every game he covers them, 90% of the games he covers them, they're up by 30 points at halftime.
Exactly. No, I'm a Danielson truther. I love Gary D. Where do you fall?
Too. Oh, I love Gary D. I think he's awesome. I think he's great.
Is it cool working with him?
It is cool working with him, even though I never technically worked with him. But we obviously hung out a lot and talked.
Yeah, it's like
yeah. No, he's super helpful. I mean, he would call me every year and kind of give me some pointers of like, hey, I watched a couple of your games. These are some thoughts. This is what I think you could do better. Was really nice about that. Yeah, and Brad's awesome. I love Brad. Brad's a really, really good dude. Actually lives not too far from me here in Atlanta. But yeah, it's an A+ crew. Interesting because he played quarterback at Purdue, and he's kind of at the end of his career, and I think he was looking to retire sometime soon if he sticks around a little bit, knowing that he can get to a little Big Ten football in his life. So we'll see. We'll see about that one.
What about who do you miss, Aaron, besides Urban Meyer?
I miss Q. I already miss him. I miss the Georgia mascot. I miss the wins, the championships, the seeing him trot around the field, knowing that he's the baddest dog out there. And now he gets to go and enjoy life and, not have to worry about leaving championship lists. So I will miss Q this year.
Boom. Hey, how about this?
Big shoes to fill. Don't screw it up, Boom.
I'm glad that fat piece of shit Q's out of there. Okay, how about that? Q can lick D's. Get out of here, stupid little dog. I hope his retirement's awful and he has foot and vision problems, which he probably does because he's an overly inbred bulldog.
They are overly inbred. How about the dog that sat? I forgot what his name was, but the Ugga that was with me would travel with us in the team plane, would sit in the first seat. I would sit in the second seat. He'd sit in the first seat. And they'd feed him McDonald's before the flight. And he's just farting up a storm the entire time. And I'm sitting behind his little fat ass. And he's just breathing hard and farting nonstop the entire flight. I'm like, oh, okay. I love you, buddy. But please, enough with the McDonald's. Enough.
Okay, never mind. I love this dog all over again. I cannot believe that they would let him sit in the front row and just flatulate all throughout the team play.
I don't think they can control him flatulating, but
all right. Well, that'll do it for today's Snaps. We love you. I also miss Spurrier, but that's kind of chalky. Who doesn't miss Spurrier? And Mike Leach. Shout out. Couple of legends, man. But that'll do it for today's Snaps. Again, rate it, review it wherever you listen to podcasts. Please like this stream, share this stream with your friends. If you enjoy the show, please just share with your friends and family, man, because we love growing this thing. We want to continue to grow this thing. We got big plans coming up this football season. So thank you to Aaron Murray. Thank you to Paul Farrington, Pat Gunner, Ryan Brumley, Adam Gracia, Danny Cardenas, and thank you to everybody who hangs out with us here every day and helps us do this. We love you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow for a brand new episode of Snaps.